All right, guys, welcome back to Behind Closed Doors. I'm your boy Pete. That's Taylor. And today we are uncovering the beef that is going down with group chat. Taylor, you have been called every name in the book. A snake, a sneaky, sneaky snake. And I would also like to firmly and openly apologize to Rob Dyrdek. Rob, you are not the schemy one. Taylor is the schemy one. Taylor, what do you have to say for yourself?
Well, first of all, I don't understand why I'm the scheming one all of a sudden. So can you backtrack and update people on why they think I'm scheming?
Let's crack this one open if you know what I mean.
Okay.
First line in the other day's newsletter. Within the first line, a tag right to Taylor's courses. A little bit schemy.
Well, first of all, been writing the newsletter for 7 months, not getting paid anything. I promoted these half marathons, these products. I've supported Young and Reckless. I've been written about sanitizer. I haven't promoted any of my shit. I'm putting in some work for free too.
Okay.
And a lot of the newsletter subscribers, hate to break it to those guys, I get more impressions on LinkedIn than they do on their podcast. So a lot of the newsletter subscribers are coming from me. These are my people that I'm nurturing.
Those impressions that you're getting, those impressions you're getting are coming from posts that you're jacking from group chat. Am I wrong?
No. So here's the thing. These women think just because they're older than me or whatever and wiser, they think any take they come up with, they regurgitate my shit all the time. It's called being in like a community creativity together. A lot of the shit they're saying, they're echoing what I'm saying over and over and over again.
So really, they're the schemers is what you're saying.
Yes, we're in a thought chamber together. I'm initiating all these ideas. They're saying it louder on the podcast. I'm saying it louder on LinkedIn. I'm cool with it. It's all in creativity. It's all in good fun. You know, it's an idea. They're formed together. But then they start talking shit about me over here, and I'm just like, yo, bro.
Right.
I'm coming up with these ideas too.
You also came out today with a steal of Anand's take about, which you've openly admitted now, on Tesla, which has then gone viral on LinkedIn. Do you first have anything you'd like to say to Anand, maybe an apology? What would you like to say?
I'm just showing how dumb all you guys are, including yourself. Anand didn't come up with that take. Anand doesn't have a fucking Tesla. That's my take. I was trolling just to see. Let me see if I give him credit to something that's not his, if he'll take it.
Right.
And it looks like you guys, and you're brainwashed by D and Anand, because you got to report to the man. You're saying I'm so much from Anand. When Anand doesn't have a Tesla, Anand didn't buy a Tesla instead of buying Tesla stock. So he didn't come up with the take. You believe it. Just shows how you believe their propaganda. I did not steal that take. That's my take.
This is so good. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Oh, here it is.
Nonsense. I can hear from the other goddamn room. You're a liar, you're a thief, and a crook.
Yeah, get out of here. Oh, by the way, this you see this Feet hoodie? Anand actually invented this years ago. This color and this material.
He sourced it all. The Feet website's actually his.
Yeah. And actually, yeah, same thing with the beard. I copied his beard and his
He started the beard thing too. So did D.
Actually, D's the reason I live in LA. I'm following him. Because even though I was born in LA, he was born here before me, and I'm copying their take on living in LA.
Wow. I want to get your feedback real quick on some of the disses that they made towards you yesterday, just to get maybe give me like a little instant reaction of what you had and then how you're feeling now about it. The opening line of you being a snake, as we cut the grass, you're the little snake. What's it like to be called, you're in the same realm as KD now, but what's it like to be called a snake?
I mean, I think you answered the question yourself. I'm in the same realm as KD now. Like, KD's the best in the world at basketball. This is what happens when you get to this level. And it reminds me of like, I'm like KD as a rookie. So I'm coming into the league. They could tell I have all the skills and I'm going to be the best player. And they're the LeBrons and I'm KD and I'm saying, look, this is my league. I'm coming here to take this over. And this is what happens when you have potential and people don't want to pass the torch over nicely. I mean, it happens in the NBA. It happens in music. I talked about the rap analogy. This is like those old school rappers like, we don't like the new music. It's so bad, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, they're winning right now. It's the same way as all these like celebrities are shitting on the TikTokers. Okay, they're winning right now. So just pass the torch over gracefully.
You think they're aging out? You think they're out?
I mean, it's just a different demo. Like, I think if you're over like 25, 30 years old, like you don't fuck with them. They don't relate to the teens and the younger generation and my generation, the millennials. We think they're boomers.
Wow. This is a lot. They're going to have a heyday with this one.
And the thing is, they have a heyday on their podcast, and that's cute. But I'll go have a heyday on LinkedIn, and I'll reach 10 times as many people.
I would be scared if I was them. Luckily for me, I'm just the middleman here to negotiate terms.
Thank you.
Next dig they had at you. You're not even the Macy's, but the TJ Maxx of colleges that you went to.
Well, to that, I would say I'm sorry that my parents couldn't afford to send me to a private school that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars and
buy their way in.
Yeah, and sorry I didn't go to a school. And I think, what did D do at USA? He did rowing or crew, or he did
he played soccer.
Yeah, he played soccer. Sure. So I'm sorry I didn't go to university where you could buy your way in and buy your way to connections. And I'm sorry I couldn't afford that time of university. So
it would have been nice to be in Southern California at a prestigious private school.
I would have loved to go to USC. It's great. You know, that's like calling me the TJ Maxx, not even the Macy's. That's fine. TJ Maxx is probably the best bang for your buck on clothes in the world. Like, that's not an insult. That's actually a compliment. That's value.
You're also openly admitting that you've shopped at TJ Maxx?
I love TJ Maxx.
This explains so much.
I'm not shy about TJ Maxx at all. And if you hate on TJ Maxx, I hate on you because that's an issue. It's the same quality clothes and all the product for like a third of the price. You're an idiot if you don't go to TJ Maxx. I actually buy my boxers exclusively at TJ Maxx.
Oh my God. You really are TJ Maxx. This makes sense now.
I buy nice brand name things like Michael Kors or
Anand, quote unquote, TJ Maxx designs dummy shit for dummy people.
No, TJ Maxx resells the good shit, good quality for smart people who are smart enough to put their ego aside and go buy things at TJ Maxx for a third of the price. The stuff they're wearing, I'm buying for a third of the price. It's the same exact models, same stuff, same brand. So I'm buying
overpriced. So overpriced shopping is the worst.
Yeah.
Okay, so your own sweatshirt brand is probably the worst?
No, this is quality. There's a difference between quality and overpriced. There's a difference between paying for quality and then getting things at the right time. So TJ Maxx is the equivalent of waiting till feet goes on sale and buying on sale. That's smart.
Okay.
Not that we do sales often, but if you're thinking about buying a feet hoodie, and if you were smart, I think you'd buy it on sale. Smart. Same thing at TJ Maxx. You can go buy it full price or you can buy it on sale. Just go buy it on sale. Be smart about how you buy.
Wow. Okay, we've dug through most of it. Is there any kind of like last words you have for these guys? Because we're gonna move on to our guest Deepak Dugar, who is a part of Modern Prescription, the new podcast that is being featured on the Melrose Street Journal Network. So we're gonna hear a little bit from him. But before we do that, any last words you'd like to have for these guys?
On the podcast, they did say that I was making money and that I was the only smart one. So thank you guys for the compliment. Give credit where credit's due. I want to warn you with who you should pick your allegiance with. If you're going to go from the boomers who feed you or the people that you actually get along with and you like. So just think that. And then I want to say drama. I don't want to drag drama into this because it's mostly a D and Anand thing.
You are straight picking him out of the crowd and just dragging him in.
Just pull drama in here. Drama mentioned on the podcast, he said he is a big fan of my LinkedIn and going through my LinkedIn. I don't even think we're connected on LinkedIn, Drama. I don't think Drama goes on LinkedIn. So I think Drama is just listening to the fake news and doing the fake news to set them up on a pedestal because he was talking about connecting with me on LinkedIn and being a big fan of my LinkedIn. I haven't gotten any likes from Drama ever. I haven't gotten any comments from Drama ever. I don't even think he sees my LinkedIn post. So I think it is all a conspiracy just to put things up so they could just chop me down.
I think you're onto something. I'm seeing here, I see no activity from him. I don't think he's even got a post.
Let's see. If Drama's there, let's see if he even knows his LinkedIn login. I bet he doesn't have the app on his phone or he's not logged in on his computer. I guarantee that.
Wow.
So I'm making that call. And if that's fake news, I'm just saying, if you want to be part of the fake news team, you can go there.
Well, things have been laid out loud and clear. I'll be excited to hear the rebuttal. We record tomorrow for the Friday episode. It'll be a big episode because I don't think this beef is going anywhere. I think it might take over the TikTok beef, if I'm being honest with you.
So, and then a message to you, Pete. You have 24 hours to choose your side. And that's a decision you're going to have to make.
The ultimate ultimatum. Okay, looks like I have 24 hours to decide. I'll announce on Friday's episode whose side I'm taking. I'm going to need some time to digress, take this information in. But in the meantime, we're going to bring in Deepak to talk a little bit about modern prescription and some cool stories he has with Mia Khalifa. So let's get into that. Hey guys, real quick before we get into the interview with Deepak, head over to our Instagram and find the Pure Kana post. Is the one with Rocky running up the stairs. I did all the little video stuff, whatever. We're doing a contest with them. Make sure you go on there, comment why you're sore and why you're suffering from soreness. And we have 3 care packages to give away full of Pure Kana CBD products that we want to give to you. So head over there, leave your comment as to why you're sore. We're going to pick 3 winners on Friday's episode. And if you're like, forget about it, I don't have time to wait for a contest to happen, head over to purekana.com. Use promo code GROUPCHAT20 for 20% off your order. Guys, it's high quality product CBD. I have the little gummies here. First of all, they taste delicious. I almost eat these like candy, but they're great to mellow out a little bit after a long day. We've also had their cream. Their cream is really great. That's the big one. For runners like D, who use it on their knees, on other sore areas after running. It's great for recovery. Helps a ton to speed along the process. So again, purekana.com. Use code GROUPCHAT20 for 20% off your order. And go comment on the post. Tell us why you're sore, and maybe you'll win a care package. All right, let's get into the interview. Boom! All right, guys. We have now on Deepak Dugar, the, I would say, #1 plastic surgeon worldwide. He also is right here in our backyard in Beverly Hills, working on specifically noses of some of the biggest stars that we have come to know. Deepak, welcome on to Behind Closed Doors. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. It's an honor to be here. Behind Closed Doors is one of my favorite podcasts.
Really? We're not even
I
officially a podcast yet.
Yeah, well, I'm having a all the clips are great. I watched the episode this week. It's awesome. You guys are killing it.
And you went straight to the big leagues. You came to us before Group Chat. So Group Chat's kind of like our smaller little brother podcast.
We won't tell them. It's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. They don't watch this anyways. They just buzz right by it. So Deepak, along with Jeffrey Toll, who we've had on Group Chat before, are now the new hosts of Modern Prescription. Deepak, dive a little bit into Modern Prescription, kind of like why you started it. I love listening to it now. It's great. Very informative. So give us some background on the new podcast.
Thank you. So Modern Prescription was kind of a brainchild of Dr. Toll and myself. We were trying to figure out a calm and collect way to deliver medical news. I think COVID kind of opened up a new realm of hysteria. Everyone talk about topics, and I think whether it's CNN or Fox News, it's just mass hysteria whenever they talk about medical topics nowadays. There's no calm and collect delivery, and with the approach that hey, no matter what, it's all going to be okay. Taking a positive, kind of refreshing look at medical issues, because we all freak out and we all get scared with medical stuff. It's scary. It affects our parents. It affects our kids. It affects us. But there's a calm and collect way to talk about it and approach it. And that's what Dr. Toll and I are hoping to do with Modern Prescription, is just give everyone a calm, cool, collect way to think about our medical problems. And there always is a solution. We just have to talk about it.
That's great. Yeah, it's been awesome because it really opens up that narrative to have an open conversation, especially about all things medical. So what's kind of been your favorite part so far getting onto the podcast and into the podcast space?
Oh man, honestly, it's just getting to know Jeff better. Dr. Toll is such a great guy. And our relationship has evolved over the years. We've known each other for years, but it's just great getting to know each other on a deeper, more intellectual level. And I really enjoy spending time with that guy. He's a great guy, and I look forward to the banter every time I see him. So I love getting to know Jeff better and talking to him.
Did you know Jeff well before the podcast at all, or you guys kind of match made together?
we were match made by ourselves because we knew each other. We hung out socially a few times. You know, Jeff's been to my house, is at dinner with my house before. So we've hung out a few times, and he's also my actual primary care doctor. So he takes care of me. He's, you know, he knows a lot of deep personal things about me medically. So, you know, I just trust him. He's a smart guy. You know, he looks like, you know, McDreamy, which I love, but he's actually really smart. He's a good doctor.
What happens when a doctor goes to a doctor? Because when I go to a doctor, I already think I know everything because I've done all the research on WebMD. Is it the same? Is it hard not to nitpick another doctor?
Great question. No, so when doctors see doctors, we actually give the real treatments. So we save the fake stuff for you guys. Then each other, we actually apply real treatments. So yeah, I mean, it's really easy because like there's no BSing. It's just, hey, listen, this is the real thing, and we already know what it is. So it's easy. You know, with you guys, we have to do some BSing, but with each other, it's great.
Yep.
Straight to the point. I like that. Maybe we'll get that treatment someday. Maybe we'll get it now. Now that we're in cohorts with Jeff, we might get the straightforward answer.
That's right. That's right.
On your recent episode, so episode number 3, I actually listened to this morning on the way to work. Some big things you talked about was more of diving into plastic surgery. You guys have talked a lot about COVID. COVID's a great thing to hear from you guys, kind of get that live coverage from doctors, because we're constantly hearing from different sources all over. So that's great to always get from you guys. The big story with, I think, Mia Khalifa, you've kind of touched on it lightly. If you want to touch on it some more, you got to really go into depth on the podcast about it. But give me a little bit about that story with Mia.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, she's just such a phenomenal person. She has such a great energy. She's an influencer with over 21 million followers on Instagram, over 9 million followers on TikTok. And she just has a huge Gen Z following. The 16 to 22-year-olds have really latched onto her. It's kind of like a beacon of female empowerment and just female support for each other. And I think she's been so lucrative in terms of how she's kind of positively influenced so many people. You know, she has some dark moments in her past, short-lived moments that have sort of defined her. And she's kind of redefining herself now through much more positive impact rather than allowing the negativity to kind of destroy her. So she's inspirational to me, inspirational to 21 million people on Instagram and 9 million on TikTok. And she's just killing the game and doing a great job of just being herself. And she's just super nice. You know, a lot of people who have 21 million followers are not nice. I know a lot of them. I take care of tons of them. You guys are friends with some of these guys. They're just not nice sometimes. You know, they just have this ego. And she doesn't. She just has this cool, calm, crisp air about her. Very genuine, cares a lot. I'll tell you, you know, I can speak openly about our relationship because she's given me the carte blanche to do so, because she wanted to be open about her rhinoplasty procedure because she didn't want to set false expectations for the young females who follow her. She has lots of 16 to 20-year-olds who are following her, and she didn't want them to have this false expectation that, hey, you wake up and I look like this. You know, it's more of like, listen, you know, something bothered me. I found a healthy and educated way to deal with it. And I'm not changing who I am, just refining my features. And so she publicly broadcasted her nose job, and it's been a hit. I mean, we've had, you know, about almost 40 million impressions on the stuff we posted about her nose job now. And it's, you know, I've gotten over 1,000 DMs. Like, it's been nuts. It's been really cool. But it's cool because she let me kind of dictate and direct the content so that it's educational and not sensational. So it's kind of the modern prescription version of a nose job where we get to really educate consumers on a healthy way to do it. And she was so cool and so lighthearted. And I'll give you an example. Today, she's coming to the office for a post-op check. And the first thing she asked me was, how many people do you have on your staff? And I said 9, just casually. And she said, great, we're bringing lunch for all of them.
No way. That's so awesome.
That's sick.
Yeah. That's the kind of personality. She's just such a nice, beautiful person.
One of them was celebrity endorsements. So how is that for somebody like Mia? It seems like it's worked really well. We see this all over with influencers, especially plugging whether it's your dentist or your doctor. There's these kind of like this weird area. What is that like for you? And does it actually convert?
Great question. So I think it depends on who's following them, and it depends on what they're saying. So if they're just saying, hey, go to this dentist, he's the best, and they leave it at that, it's not really that educational, because really, what did you get out of that post? You know, you don't really know much about the work. You don't know what they actually did for that celebrity. But when you get to go along the journey with someone, the cool thing is with Mia's nose, we just did it, less than a month ago. So the results are yet to be seen. You know, the world will decide if it looks good or not. 6 months, 12 months, 2 years from now. And so based on that, that's where big translation can occur when you're putting your work on the stage and you're saying, hey, you be the judge. But when celebrities just come out there and say, no, 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 I told you he's the best, he's the best. No one really listens to that. I think that's nonsense garbage. But yeah, if you put your work on the stage and you let the public decide, that's where you can really get a huge transformation if you did good work. So it's up to, hopefully prayers, it heals well and she's super happy and the fans like it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. At what age, I just have a couple questions. At what age did you decide you want to specialize in noses? So you went to med school. Do you know going into med school that you want to do noses, or is it something that you just over time you became interested in?
Yeah, great question. So I went to med school because I had to. I'm Indian, and when you're Indian, you have to go to school or law school. And so I ended up in med school. And then when I got to med school, I realized I really liked the creative aspects of life, but you can't really, there's not that much creativity in medicine. If someone has stage 4 cancer, you have to give them A, B, and C, and you do D afterwards. There's no creativity. And so what I liked about plastic surgery was I got to be creative and you got to have a little bit of an artistic hat. And so I looked for mentors who I thought were the best in the world. And so at the time, and still to today, one of the best in the world is a gentleman named Raj Kanodia in Beverly Hills. He's one of the most famous plastic surgeons in the world. And I went to him and studied under him, became his student for the next 15 years. Until today, I still talk to him on a daily basis. We are now actually in a partnership and we work together in the same office. And I started when I was a medical student. I was a little scrawny med student and I begged him if I could come spend some time with him and he allowed it. And I did that for the next 10 years in a row until I finally ended up moving to LA and starting my practice side by side with him. And I think mentorship has been a huge role in why I chose noses, because that's what he did. So I believe in mentorship. I believe in copying other successful people's blueprints. And, for all the stages of my life. And that's why I copied you guys for the podcast, because I wanted to be as successful as you.
Well, thank you for that. Another follow-up question, just more specific about noses again. So I sell hoodies, and everywhere I go, I see anyone wearing a hoodie. I check out their hoodie. I look at it. I ask them about their hoodie. Are you looking at people's noses all day, like wherever you go?
Great question. And it really goes back to good plastic surgery goes unnoticed. Bad plastic surgery is all we see. So there's no such thing as a great nose, because if it's a good nose, it blends in with the face. You don't really notice it. You look at the eyes, the lips, the cheeks, you look at the body. You don't really notice it. But yes, do I notice bad noses? Yeah, all the time. I see bad noses all the time.
And what's your advice for someone who wants to, when they go to get a nose job, they want to look at the cheapest option or something? Like, how do you talk to those people?
Yeah, definitely get the cheapest option. Mexico, Tijuana, wherever you go. $12 budgets. I get it. I understand. Finance is a big thing. I get it. It's tough because you see these celebrities, you see someone like Mia, or, they have means, they have financial means. When you have 21 million followers, you make some money. But the average person, I would say, don't budget shop. Really find what's best for you and who the best doctor is. And then maybe it's you do in 10 years, something you do in 3 years. But just take your time, find the right doctor. Don't budget shop, because these things are not returnable. So if you buy one of your hoodies and they hate it, I don't know your return policy, maybe they can return it. You can't really
Maybe not.
It's a tough process. Returns are strongly discouraged, but we'll take them.
Wonderful. How did you get in the hoodie business?
It started with socks, and then learning e-commerce. And then from there, we realized we wanted to make more high quality products, and we found a hoodie that resonated really well. And we just kept refining and refining, but it was pretty random that we got into hoodies. It fit our e-commerce thesis, and it was a product we became pretty excited about.
Why did you start with socks?
We started with socks because we were trying to sell whatever we could. We were hustlers in college, just trying to sell anything. And my partner had a custom lacrosse uniform company, which sounds funny to have, or a college kid to have. He sold over $1 million of custom lacrosse uniforms in college. And everyone with their lacrosse uniforms had these crazy tops and bottoms, like shorts and shirts, but they wanted socks to match. So we went to TJ Maxx, bought all these white socks, and we had a little heat press, and we just press designs on these socks and sell them.
Wow. That is so inspiring. I mean, just imagine if you're right now listening to this as an 18-year-old and you're like, man, I can't wait to be rich. Buy some socks and get a stamp.
That's where it all starts. Pete, go buy some socks.
Yeah, that's what I need to do next. Forget this job. I need to sell socks. Okay, we have episode 4 for you and Modern Prescription coming up. Can you give us a little preview? What's to come?
Oh man, so this episode we're definitely going to touch a little bit on COVID, talk about that. We're going to talk about gyms and gym reopenings because they're a little bit of a touchy topic right now because there is, especially in Southern California, there's been some spread based on gym reopenings. We're going to talk a little bit about what healthcare might look like with President Kanye West. We're going to talk a little bit about the impact the coronavirus had on veterinarians and veterinary medicine and how there's been a boom of puppy sales.
Yeah.
It's just insane how many dogs were purchased in the past 3 weeks. We're talking a little bit about nail salons and the safety of them. Plastic shields, do they do anything? Do they not do anything? Is there a purpose for them? And then over tweaking and over analyzing and over correcting our photos on Instagram and Snapchat and the dysmorphia that it's causing. It's getting worse and worse. So a lot of cool stuff. I hope everyone tunes in to episode 4 of Modern Prescription.
Well, thank you for joining us. Taylor, do
The
you have anything?
podcast, yeah, it's been great so far. I love listening to them. And it's topics that I like. You guys are both so charismatic and are so good at speaking to the common person. Because if you asked me if I was interested in medical things, I'd be like, no. But then if you ask me if I'm interested in how the gyms are affected and what Kanye's health policy is going to be, I'm going to be like, yeah, obviously. So you guys are really good at taking things and breaking them down to people who might not be super interested in different topics. But the way you guys communicate it and take these topics around it, you guys are doing really, really a great job.
Thank you so much. It means a lot. We appreciate the support. We appreciate your guys as being part of the family and being part of the group chat and now your podcast as well. So thank you so much for having me.
Well, thanks for coming on. Make sure you go check out Modern Prescription everywhere where you get group chat and other podcasts alike. You can go follow Deepak. Deepak, what's your your tag's going to be right below your name there. So you can find him there. His co-host, Jeff Toll, you can find him on Instagram as well. That's going to do it for us on Behind Closed Doors. Thank you again for coming on. We'll see you again next week.